Moi. Terve. Koyu. JS. Anni. Welcome. Moi herra Walton. I don't know if I've ever heard someone actually use the word herra. I can't say it properly to begin with because it has two R's. I can't roll my R. Se oisit niin kuin lokakuu. Lokakuu is October. It is already October. Autumn is upon us. What is it? Syksy. Syksy on tullut. Is that how I say? Like, autumn has come? Let's see. Autumn has come. Ah, I said it. Syksy on tullut. Yeah, welcome. I'm gonna practice some of these, but maybe I should give you guys some homework. Me being a teacher, I don't give you enough homework, all right? You thought you were just gonna casually walk into my stream like you're coming to my class and you're just gonna sit in the back and not participate. Well, now I have an assignment for you. Give me some good autumn-related sentences. Okay? I'm trying to think, how can I ask this in Finnish? Is it like, anta minulle, like give to me some good, like what, hyvää lauseja, maybe. Something, you look, you Finnish people, fill in the blanks. Whatever I tried to say in Finnish, my Tarzan Finnish, you understand it, okay? Anta minulle, anta hyvää lauseja. All right, let's ask Google Translate what it has to say. Give me some good autumn sentences. Kerro. Tell to me. Is that what that means? Kerro minulle. Hyviä. Ah, because it's plural. Plural partitive. Hyviä. And then I didn't say autumn in my sentence, but it would be syyslauseita. That is so weird. Syksy becomes syys. Somehow. This is just where the Finnish language... I don't know whether I should be impressed or angry. This is another thing I'm trying to improve in terms of my own self-talk. Because when I think about, like, if I'm reading The Lord of the Rings and I come across a word that I don't know, whether it's in Elvish or some Old English word that Tolkien is, reusing, but in a new way, I'm always like excited to learn. I don't have that feeling with Finnish. I feel almost resentful every time I get stumped by some Finnish word or some. Typically, it's not the word, but it's the form of the word. The word will just drop a K and then it will add it'll do its gymnastics. That's all I can describe the Finnish language grammar as. It's doing gymnastics. And so I'm trying to reframe this frustration with the gymnastics into maybe like, oh, you know what? It's okay. Yeah. That's what a beautiful coincidence. Not a coincidence, but a beautiful accident that the Finnish language happened the way it has. Because I'm probably also just as if I think of the Finnish language like it was a person, I would be more forgiving. I'd be like, you got some problems. You probably need to go talk to a professional about it. But look, I'm no saint over here. We can speak each other's languages, you know? Or we can't speak each other's languages, but I can understand how difficult it was for Mr. Finland growing up. You know? Or at least maybe I can't understand. But at least I can pretend. I can sympathize nonetheless. But okay, there you go. What Hera is something food related, really? Okay. Well, I think of Hera being, is it the Greek goddess? Because like Zeus and Hera, right? Is that? It's been so long since I've had my whatever ancient mythology. I did that in college. I really enjoyed that class. But yeah, loka trash. What? I don't know. Nyt on huissa kaunis ruska. On myös ollut vähän pakkasta. Yes, okay. So yeah, thank you guys for doing your homework and giving me a few Finnish sentences. And part of the reason I'm asking for this, I want to add some more sentences, you know? I wonder if I do this. Let me know, that's too much. I think then you guys can see it a little better. I rearranged this because I realize I'm going to keep adding more buttons, or I'd like to. It'll just be easier if I keep the flashcard at the top. But it was quite involved because, you know, the way I make a spreadsheet is the epitome of spaghetti code, right? I just references to references all throughout the sheet. So I change one thing. If I delete one row, the whole spreadsheet is like, start over. So I had to be very careful. And actually, to my credit, it wasn't that bad. I'm using named ranges that has helped avoid some of those problems. But yeah. Okay, I do need to try and translate some of your sentences. So thank you for for sharing them. I'll get to them here in a second. I'm just scanning for some of the English explanations here. JS, you say "sus" is mostly used in compound words instead of the basic form "syksu." Yeah, it's crazy. Syksu, sus, obviously, right? But yeah, let me see here. Oh yeah, Ruska might not have an English translation. I mean, my understanding is that Ruska refers to the changing colors. We don't have one word in English like Finnish, but it's that concept, right? The changing colors of autumn. But I don't know, maybe it has some other nuance in Finnish. It's kind of like when Finns, I don't know if I want to believe Finnish people when they say that sisu is intranslatable. It can't be translated. And I'm kind of like, but I kind of feel like you can use English words to describe it, right? Like grit or persistence or perseverance or stick-to-itiveness, you know? But I don't know, maybe there is some other emotional aspect to it that isn't captured by those words, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Because I get kind of annoyed when Finland is talked about in a way that's like idealizing Finland. And I feel like sisu is one of these, another thing where it's blown out of proportion. It's like, I don't know. It's a word and a concept here, but it's not like people are walking around thinking about sisu every day. That's driving the Finnish mindset. It's just like, but you know, it's about getting clicks in online articles. So I don't know. Don't hate the player, hate the game kind of thing, maybe. Sorry. Okay, coming back to you guys. It's finally October, and you know what that means. The Hunt for Red October. That is a movie that I have not seen since I was like 9 or maybe younger. I just remember we had it on VHS and my brother really loved it. It's like a submarine like story, right? But maybe it'd be nice to rewatch that. Speaking of which, over the weekend I rewatched Batman Begins, and it was amazing. Like it makes me nostalgic for how good movies were during that time. Maybe that's my own bias because I was at the right age, for going to that was when I went to movies a lot. And there were so many good movies coming out. And I don't feel like it's quite the same anymore. But yeah, Batman Begins, I loved it. And now I got The Dark Knight from the library, so I might maybe this weekend I will I'll continue the trilogy. And because I'm not a fan of, look, I know I'm rambling, but you know what? We've established that this is sometimes what I need. Okay, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of a lot of superhero movies. Sometimes I feel like they're just, I don't know. They're a little too blah and predictable, or just like the conflict just is not interesting. But I feel like the way the conflict is drawn out in the Batman movies is actually quite interesting, and the human relationships I think are quite interesting. So yeah, that's why I like Batman a lot. But I don't really like any other superhero movies, with maybe a few exceptions. I think the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man I enjoyed. The first Iron Man, I think I enjoyed that one. And I've said this multiple times, the all-time best superhero movie is The Incredibles by Pixar. Full stop. You can't beat that. But yeah, there's no direct translation for Ruska, but fall, autumn colors, foliage seems to be the one suggested. Yeah. And I have been enjoying the fall colors on my runs. The forest is, in my opinion, this is the best time of the year because it's getting cool, so it's actually quite enjoyable to be outside. But just like being outside with a light jacket is the best, and the air is like so crisp, and you don't have to deal with allergies, but the sun is still out late enough. Spring is, I don't know. I have a complicated feeling towards spring, because it always comes too late. Like when spring actually should start, like any sane person, any sane part of the world, maybe I should say, starts spring in March. Okay? Spring equinox. And then, but in Finland, we don't get spring till like the end of May. I guess it depends on the year, but autumn is my favorite. Also, there's a lot of like American culture that happens in autumn. That's when, like, obviously we have Thanksgiving, but also there's like so many sports things happening in autumn for us. But okay. I need to read you guys' sentences. So it not syksyku, but syyskuu. Wait, that refers to September, which in my opinion is not autumn. I mean, the end of September is when autumn starts, right? But anyways, sisu is candy. Wait, what? Oh, it is. It's the candy that does not look like it says sisu. It looks like it says gifu, Gifu, because it's in some very old-fashioned, handwriting. Yeah, Hunt for Red October is a nice movie, JS. Should watch it again. Yeah. Can you imagine Finland being so far north that if you would travel in a straight line west, Helsinki is in the middle of the Hudson Bay? Why don't we have polar bears then? Well, yeah, I think that's all. I mean, it doesn't surprise me because, I lived in New Hampshire and it was way colder, even though it's further south than Finland. It has everything to do with like the Gulf Stream, and the weather patterns, why Finland is much more temperate than parts of Canada, which are like on the same latitude. But yeah, Can you even imagine how big the crane bird is? Bigger than the swan and about as tall as an average size. What is a crane bird? I know what a crane is, but wait, is that just what the crane is? I was thinking crane bird is a different bird, but wait, why are we talking about cranes? Wait, I don't know. Wait, let me come back to your sentences before I get too caught up in chat. We're gonna go from Finnish, and I'm gonna try to translate it first before I cheat. Nyt on puissa kaunis ruska. Now it is in the trees or in the woods. Beautiful ruska, changing colors, autumnal, whatever. Yeah, changing colors. And on myös, it's also, or on myös ollut, it has also been vähän pakkasta. It has also been a little, I don't know what that pakkasta means. I'm gonna guess that it has something to do with it being a little warm, because we've had again, it's felt like the never-ending heat wave. But yeah, let me come back here. Now there's a beautiful, changing of the colors in the trees. It has also been a little frosty. See, now this would be the point where I would engage in negative self-talk. Because I have seen this word before. I remember now that I've learned the word for frost. Hey, but I didn't remember it this time. And you know what? That's just what my brain is capable of. And the fact that I don't know all the words in here makes it an even better candidate to be added to my spreadsheet. So let's go ahead and ask ChatGPT to serve us up a grammatical whatever. Let's see if it will cooperate. Now the trees have beautiful autumn colors. That's actually a pretty good translation, I think, right? And there's also been some frost. Yeah, I think I had mentioned, not the previous stream, but the stream before, I had gone out and harvested some turnips and radishes. And it was quite early that Sunday morning. And there was still frost on the ground. And my hands were freezing from pulling out some of the plants. But yeah, okay, this is good. Puissa, in the trees. Kaunis ruska. On ollut is the perfect tense. There has been, which I think I got that correctly. I think I said it has been. But yeah, there has been a little frost. It's been a little frosty. Oh. But thank you for that sentence, JS. Your legacy will live on forever in my spreadsheet until the heat death of the universe, and or Google deletes all the information that I'm putting here. Yes, laughable event. Why am I laughing? It's just like, the heat death of the universe, a classic joke. It is, life is kind of a joke if you think about it. Kind of ridiculous that we are experiencing consciousness right now. I mean, if you really think about it, how does any of that make sense? Okay, next sentence. Ruska tulee syksyisin ja on Suomessa kaunista aikaa. Thank you, Polju. This is also a beautiful sentence. Before I type it in here, this one is saying that the fall colors are coming. Tulee, so present tense, they're coming. Syksyisin. Now, I actually don't understand this. I know it's referring to autumn, but I don't understand the isin part of this. Is it the mihin form? Is that what it is? So maybe it's just saying the fall colors are coming in autumn on Suomessa, in Finland on Suomessa. Kaunista aikaa. It's a beautiful time. I think that's close enough, right? Ruska comes in autumn, and it's a beautiful time in Finland. Okay. Good. Here, let me take out these quotations. I like that. Thank you for that sentence. Now, okay, I have another challenge. Now, I'm not going to promise that I will put one of these sentences in the spreadsheet, but I would like for you to do your best to come up with the most grammatically complex sentence. It has to still be a short sentence. All right, so no longer than this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 words max. All right, but come up with, and it has to be autumn themed. So I don't know, maybe it could involve like the actual colors of the leaves or some animals. The more that it's nature related, the better. All right, but just come up with some really weird, but it has to actually make sense as well. It has to be grammatical. But I want something just so disdainfully complex that it gives me a headache. But okay, let's add this one. I'm asking for it. All right, let's go ahead and add this one to the spreadsheet. And so some of the grammar here. Double check the suksui scene. Oh, in autumns. Plural instructive. That is weird. I guess the I in here is what makes it plural. And I don't know the instructive case. But I do remember that we had something like this in another sentence. Where it's like if you're talking about a recurring event, like in English, we always just use the singular. We say, in autumn, the weather gets cooler. But in Finnish, you can also say, in autumns, plural, the weather gets cooler, as opposed to just in autumn. It would be weird to say that in English, in autumns, the weather's... No, I don't know of anyone that would do that. But I don't know, maybe there's some like dialect. Let's go ahead and add this. Thank you guys. Because I've been practicing these almost every day. And I'm getting to a point where I know the sentences a little too well. So adding more sentences is a good practice. But sometimes I'm just too lazy to come over here to Selko-Uutiset and be like, all right, let me get depressed reading about all the problems that are being reported. So yeah. I want some other sentences as well. So thanks for this one, Polyu. I appreciate your help. I appreciate you guys all helping me out. But yeah, let me catch up and see what other stuff you guys have written for me. Ruska pakkasessa. Fall, something about fall color and frost. Let me see. It even copied the emoji in here. Brown in the cold. Is this a dad joke in Finnish? I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, actually, maybe this is a good time as well. I saw somebody write what they described as a dad joke, but I didn't understand it. And I'm going to type it out. Because I still don't understand. I'm going to type it in Finnish. And you guys are going to have to explain this to me. I mean, I know, okay, I understand some of it. I'll tell you what I think it says. Well, right? What did Elon say to the donkey? I understand this part. This part I don't understand. You guys are probably like anticipating this, or maybe you know this. Pistasi pagina. And then it goes Muskotti paginan. Muskotti paginan. Yeah. I even took a screenshot of it because I was like, what the heck? Pistachio, nutmeg. I mean, I get that, like, it's Elon Musk, right? So his name is part of Muskotti paginan. But, you know, I haven't actually looked this word up. Please explain the joke. I know that's the best way to laugh at a joke is after somebody explains it to you. So please do me a favor here. And just, yeah, Muskotti pagina is nutmeg. What does muskotti mean? Does it come from like musk? From Swedish? I assume the English musk is from the same. Musky. Muscat. Oh, from Latin. Muscata. Muscus. So yeah. But I'm gonna get back to your sentences. Wait. Just add spaces. Oh, so I'm supposed to put spaces. Okay. So I'm supposed to write actually pista si pagina musk otti paginan. Is this it? Give the donkey a nut. Musk took the nut. Is this a dirty joke? Because I don't want to go down this mental imagery. I'll just say that first of all. At least in English, I'm not. This can't be it. If there's something, if you want something to do next time you watch a movie, write down the Finnish subtitles. How to translate the word, please, when we don't have the direct word in Finnish. Wait, you mean like if I'm watching a movie in English with Finnish subtitles? Or that I'm supposed to do the subtitles myself? Because I'm not capable of that. That'll be a 14-hour movie. A children's movie that lasts for 14 hours. Musk otti paginan. Right? Pist is a dialectal version of pista. It's as dirty as musk is. Wait. Is this a bad word? It must be, right? Pista. Yeah. I'm gonna This is a family-friendly stream. I'm just over here trying to, you know, keep my head above the water. In these Finnish jokes are so inappropriate. I don't know. All right. Hey, you know what? Let's ask ChatGPT. Explain this joke. Is this a good idea? And I'm intentionally going to leave it like this. There we go. It's a play on words that references to spices and Elon Musk. What did Elon say to the donkey? Oh, this is the setup. Oh, wow. Thank you. This I love how ChatGPT like over explains things. It's actually part of the humor. The punchline, a combination of pista, to poke, and pistacipacina, pistachio nut. Poke the donkey. Okay, so it means, does it really mean just poke the donkey? Muscotipacina, and this is where the wordplay becomes more obvious. That means nutmeg. The word muscotti is a play on Elon Musk's name, so it's also a pun that sounds like Musk poked the donkey, tying it back to pistacipacina and the spice theme. It's a pun that plays with Elon Musk and spice names. I don't think I understand it. Because what does poking the donkey have anything to do with anything? Because it's what did Elon say to the donkey? He doesn't say, oh, he says these two words. So he says pistachio nutmeg. And he's also saying poke the donkey, Musk took the nut. Poke the nut, Musk took the nut. Is that it? Poke the donkey nut? Is it missing the joke? I'm just gonna say, like, I'm sorry, I don't know if I follow. Can you explain, like, what poking the donkey is supposed to be about? Like why? Like, does it have to involve poking simply for the sake of making references to nuts? Like, is that the only reason? I don't get it. Ah, I see where the confusion comes from. Let me clarify the joke without overcomplicating it. The joke is really just about puns with nut names, rather than the actual action of poking a donkey. There's no deeper meaning behind poking the donkey. The whole setup is just a great wordplay involving Elon Musk's name and types of nuts. This is me wanting the joke to actually be funny. But I feel like either it's not funny, or more likely, my brain is just too small. I have a pistachio brain. I'm a real nutcase up here. Ba-doom-psh. Yep, now I'll see myself out. I like this. Pistachio. This word means pistachio in Finnish. No poking involved. Hold on, I gotta turn a fan on in here. Jesus. I love this. There's nothing inappropriate in that joke other than it's not funny. Oh, wait, what was the... To beat the dead horse even further dead, I think it's 3 lines. First one is the question. Second verse is the answer. And third line is the outcome. Okay. JS, you don't interpret it as having any poking at all at any phase. Uh, yeah. ChatGPT only confused things even further. In the end, the joke is simply playing with nut names while also having fun with Elon Musk's name, not anything to do with actually poking a donkey. Thanks for explaining the joke. Jokes are always funniest after an in-depth explanation. Can you tell me a dad joke in Finnish? And then I try to guess how it's a dad joke. Let's see. You're welcome. And I totally agree. Nothing like a thorough breakdown to maximize the humor, right? Oh no. It's like ChatGPT is getting this memory feature, and now it's just gonna be like, what's the Lars from Interstellar, if you remember. Here's a Finnish dad joke for you. Mitä kissa sanoi, kun se astui hiekalle? Tassuhan tämä meni. I'm just going to say right off the bat, I have no idea what this is about. I mean, I know it's, what did the cat say when it... Well, I don't know what astui means. When it did something. Hiekalle. Well, is this in the sand, right? Hiekka means sand. Or does harju? Hiekkaharju is a place in Vantaa. That means like sandbank. So I'm going to go sand. What did it do when it dug in the sand? I'm just guessing by context. So it's like, which kind of makes sense because cats typically dig in the litter box, right? In the sand of their litter box. Tassuhan tämä meni. This, I don't actually know what tassu means. I've heard this word before. Now it's your turn to guess how it's a dad joke. To be honest, all I understand is that it is about what a cat said when it did something in the sand. Let's just see what it... You're close. Here's the breakdown. What did the cat say when it stepped on the sand? Istu is to sit. Is astu to step? Tassuhan tämä meni. This phrase sounds like tässähän tämä meni, which means, well, here this went, or this went just fine. It's a very common and neutral phrase used to indicate something happened without much fuss. But here's the pun. Tassu means paw in Finnish. The joke replaces tässähän, hear this, with tassuhan, sneaking in tassu, the cat's paw, making it a classic dad joke. So the joke is a simple play on words where tassu is swapped into a common Finnish phrase. It's funny because the cat, of course, uses its paw to step on the sand. It's funny, of course. Of course. I don't even know. I don't even know. Oh yeah, that's why Teslas have their musky smell because of Elon. ChatGPT can't even invent a dad joke. Wait, JS, you don't like this one? Tasunhan would be the correct form and might be translated as Kateenhan tämä meni. Good try, ChatGPT, but no dice. using a non-word for substitution. So it was wrong? It was wrong. Well. Okay. Thanks for that. I really appreciate a good old classic dad joke, all right? You'd be the best, but I happen to know someone even better than you at making dad jokes. Believe it or not, he's a scarecrow. Can you guess why? Now it's my chance to put the ball in the dad joke court. Haha, I see what you did there. Your scarecrow friend is the best at making dad jokes because he's outstanding in his field. Oh god. You know what? Delete it. Open AI. Delete the mainframe. What is it? Control Alt Right Delete. We need to reset. We've gone too far. Humanity, we've gone too far. It's time. It's time to do a reset and go back to the Iron Age. Or the Stone Age, rather. What are you guys saying? I feel like I might have missed a few of your good sentences earlier. But all this analyzing of Finnish jokes in English makes you dizzy, Poyu. Don't mistake tassu for tussu, or you will never hear the end of that. I don't know. I don't want to know. How to kill a joke in several steps. Tuhkaiset messu. Mehkaiset tussu. Have to say this stream took a strange turn, JS. Back to the cranes. Yeah, let me come back up to you guys earlier in the chat, because I think you were still giving me some good sentences. JS, you gave me a nice long sentence here. And by the way, I don't know if anybody has given me a super complicated sentence using the most sophisticated Finnish grammatical method. I mean, I want a sentence where you have consonant gradation and consonant disdegradation. What is it? Where you ungrade. Okay, you know what? My brain hurts even thinking about it. That's why I can't talk about it. I have trauma from it. Sunnuntaina näin monta kurkea korkoontuvan taivaalla. Osa oli jo aurassa, mutta sitten isompikin ryhmä muodosti auran ja lähtivät kohti etelää. Something about, so on Sunday, I saw many kurkea. I forget what that means. I think of korkea, which means high. But kurkea, I don't know. Many something kokoontuvan. Is that coconut? Koko. Or is it kokous, as in like whole? Something taivaalla, in the sky? Right? Taivas. Osa oli, part was already aurassa. I don't know that word. Mutta, but sitten, then, isompikin. Oh, larger? Ryhmä, group. Muodosti. I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with changing or moving. Auron. Again, I don't know. Aura. I feel like I should know Aura. I feel like that's a name. Ja lähtivät kohti etelää. So then lähtivät. They left or they sent. Kohti. Doesn't that also mean like soon? Or is that kohta? These words are too similar, all right? And then etelä is south. Oh, they flew. Is it that they flew south? Something about birds, maybe? All right. Let's translate. On Sunday, I saw many cranes. Kurkea, monta kurkea. That's it. A crane is a... Is it kurki? Kurkea. Kurki. All right. A crane. Actually, this is a really good question. What's the difference between a crane and a heron? Right? Because I feel like... Yeah. That's actually important. I need to know this because I'm writing another article on Finnish Art Nouveau, and I might mention some of the animals that appear on a building. And I don't want to identify it as a heron if it's a crane. They look the same to me. But I'm sure they're different. I grew up saying heron because that's what we have in the American South. The heron, I think. I don't know. Maybe I just... But okay, anyways, coming back. Where were we? I saw many cranes gathering in the sky. Ah. This kokomus can also mean like a gathering, right? A group? A meeting. Some, osa. Ah, like part. Some. Part of them. Some were already in the plow. What? Oh, the V. The V. Yeah, I have not heard anyone refer to it as a plow in English. I mean, it makes sense. It looks like a plow, right? That you would use in the farm. But then a larger group also formed a plow. Is there another word in English besides a V? We just call it the letter V. But then a larger group also formed a plow and went towards the south. Well, let me see. Aura. Finnish. A traditional kehä aura. Kehä. What does kehä mean? I'll have to look this up. Hold on. A plow. A wedge. A group of birds flying in a V-shaped formation. A wedge. I want to look this up because I want to see what kehä means. A plow, a moldboard plow with a wide share. What is kehä? A circle, a ring, a halo. Oh, a circle. Maybe that's where I've seen it before. A circle. Okay, well, we've gone down a little rabbit hole here, so... I think I got everyone's sentences from earlier. Wait, that... Okay, hold on a second. Ruska pakkasella is a spoonerism. A play on words on a phrase in which the initial, usually consonantal, sounds of two or more of the main words are transposed. The queer old dean for the dear old queen. Reports of a shortage of snacks at the Spoonerism conference turned out to be a complete lack of pies. Wait. Oh, pack of lies. That was a thinker. My high IQ brain was kicking into action to solve that Sudoku. But yeah, there. Spoonerism. I've heard that phrase before, but I forgot that it's this specific type of pun where the initial sounds are transposed. Dear old queen, queer old dean. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, I actually really enjoyed, I wonder if it's going to be here in the Wiktionary, but it was called the cryptoquip. Yeah, the cryptoquip. A cryptogram puzzle that leads to a saying or a quotation. These were really fun puzzles. I mean, they were just like decoding a hidden message. And the message would always be some play on words. And it was very satisfying to solve the cryptoquip every day. At least in our newspaper, I would do it. I haven't done those in a really long time. But okay, I got to get caught up with you guys here. I'm like still stuck way up on the chat, so I hope my mic is still good. Okay, yeah. How to analyze the fun out of a joke. I mean, I think part of the reason, in my defense, why I pushed ChatGPT to analyze is I felt like maybe there was some other layer to the joke I didn't understand. And I didn't want to miss that. That's all. But I kind of get how like the joke, dad jokes especially, have one layer, right? And that's what makes them so daddy-licious and so difficult to stomach. But you know, that's how it is. But I'll tell you my favorite dad joke. Maybe I won't. You know, we've gone too far already. Oh, you're working on a sentence, JS? Yeah, I gave you guys really difficult homework now. Yeah, give me a really crazy sentence. Omni, you met a horse in Ireland that had got lost but was never searched after. So the riding school he showed up at named him Stranger. How to translate Strider? Wait, what? Like after Aragorn? I don't know. Or is that like a joke, something in Icelandic? Kokontua means to meet. Thanks for that, 27. Or to gather in that context is JS. Aura is a place near Turku and also a plow. I live in Plow. And the name of a sort of blue cheese. I guess, you know, slices of cheese, I mean, they're wedges, right? They look like plows, a wedge. And I guess if the cheese is hard enough, you could actually use it as a plow. Herons and Kuroki are different families of birds. Okay, thank you for that, JS. I'll have to double check the text I'm writing to make sure I don't mention a heron. Because actually, I should also double check, do herons come to Finland? Because it's very clear that these animals are intended to be Finnish, right? The whole theme of this architecture is national romantic, like clearly referencing Finnish landscape and nature folklore. So it would make sense to get the names right. Yeah, oh yeah, Kehä 1 and Kehä 3, that's it, JS. That's where I've heard keha. Ring 1, ring 2, ring 3. Is there a ring 3? Spoonerism in Finnish are known as sanamunos, or muna sannos. It's usually the first syllable that's swapped. Word something, and then egg word. So wait. Let me type this in just to see. Like sana, which is word, and then monos. Word conversion. / muna, meaning egg. Sanos. Egg yield. That's nice. Very nice. Ruskapakasessa versus... No. 27 is coming in clutch with the dad jokes. Actually, at 27, this is your moment. This is everything you wanted right now. All the streams that you've attended, supplying the dad joke humor in chat. Now is your moment. This is a 10 out of 10 stream. If this isn't a 10 out of 10 stream for 27, I don't know what could be. I guess I'd also have to be cooking. That's like a long time request that 27 has made that I still haven't fulfilled. Hey, but I did post a mushroom picture. Okay, I posted the mushroom picture in the Discord. Yeah, Tyler Walton. What is this? Whaler Tilton? Or Weiler Talton? I like mine, Weiler Talton. Klonku as Golem is pretty funny. Actually, well, the text I'm writing is still undergoing edit, so this might be taken out. But currently, I do have a reference to Golem in one of my descriptions of a building. There's a golem-like creature that is sort of creepily looking out and watching people walking on the street. And so, of course, I had to mention that for one of the buildings. I'd be curious if you guys can figure out which building I'm referring to. If you want to try and guess, it's in Helsinki. It's also, an Art Nouveau Jugend building. And yeah, that's all. That's all I'm gonna tell you. If you can guess it, I'd be very impressed. But also, I will say it is very visible. Like if you're walking down the street, it's not difficult to miss. It's not like it's hidden in some corner. It is very obvious if you can guess which building it is. If you're a true Helsinkilainen, which I'm not anymore. But yeah, I want to get my Tolkien reference in this article, all right? I was also trying to get another reference in from the Kalevala. One of the buildings references the Sampo. And I was trying to think of a way to point out that, the Sampo is like Tolkien's Silmarils. That the creation of this magical device, right? And the subsequent theft and recovery of the device drives much of the action and conflict in the Kalevala. And Tolkien kind of copied this with the Silmarils. Of course, the Silmarils don't produce unlimited wealth, like magically. They're just incredibly beautiful, rare gems. And Morgoth steals them in the same way that, well, maybe not in the same way, but similar to how is it Louhi who steals the Sampo. And then you have the iconic image of Vainamoinen, right, fighting against the eagle, like the creepy eagle version of Lohi when she flies with an army on her back. It's very weird. It makes sense in the Kalevala somehow. She flies and tries to stop them on their boat as they're retrieving the Sampo. So I was trying to get that in, but I just felt like I'm trying too hard to include Tolkien's. But at least I got the Golem reference. So, yeah. Wasn't Strider translated as Samoya? Actually, it has occurred to me to try and read The Lord of the Rings in Finnish and in Swedish. I saw a Swedish copy in the library, and I picked it up and I was flipping through it because I've started to learn Swedish because I need to be reminded that this world isn't as cruel, cold, and heartless as the Finnish language is towards me. I'm being a bit, and that's a bit dramatic, but it's actually quite nice to be learning another language besides Finnish. It takes the pressure off of Finnish to like make sense, I guess. I don't know. Or it's just, I don't know, it's giving me something else to feel progress with. So I'm doing that. But my Swedish is so bad. I can't pronounce any Swedish. I'm very confused. Especially by the R. The R in Swedish is very confusing because sometimes it sounds like the English R. And then at other times it sounds like the Finnish R. And I don't know when to do, because at least Finnish is consistent. Swedish is just kind of like, yeah, just feel it. Just good luck. And I'm like, well, isn't it like, hur mår du? Is that it? Is that a sentence? Like, how are you? Is that, hur mår du? No. Or actually, I don't know. I can't remember. Wait, mor means mom or mother. So maybe I'm not saying, yeah, I might not be saying anything correctly, but I thought shouldn't it be like, hur är du? How are you? But now I'm like, I don't know. This is Duolingo teaching me, so yeah. And hey, Hamu, welcome in. Strider is Konkari, and Ranger is Samoya. What? Okay. So maybe he had both names, right? Because he is, in English, he's called a Ranger. So he was called both. I assume the same is true in the Finnish translation, right? Yeah, Finnish is more clear with how it's pronounced. Yeah. But you know what? I'll say this though about Finnish. As much as we praise the Finnish language for being so well behaved in the pronunciation rules with respect to how it's spelled, you Finnish people are not well behaved. You are speaking a different language. You might as well be speaking Estonian because it's, you're not following the rules. This is a rule-based language, a rule-based society. And all you Finnish people are out there just living in your own world while I'm over here trying to communicate with Vainamoinen or something, like what? I don't know. I'm just saying we gotta simplify things. We gotta come together. We gotta agree. You think Swedish is still more consistent than English? I imagine so. I mean, I like the English language because it's been through some rough times. All right, the English language has been battered and bruised, and it's come out the other end a very unique combination of experiences. it has a diverse history. And yeah, so that's it's been a very confusing time for native English speakers through history. We've had to change and adapt, and I don't know, constantly do things over. But actually, it occurred to me that, like, I wonder what it's like. And again, I'm coming back to the Tolkien reference. How do Dutch people feel when they read The Lord of the Rings? And how was the Dutch translation constructed with Rohan? Because Tolkien had very clear instructions to the translators that they should approximate those Old English words with older forms in whatever target language. So that's why Tolkien used Old English. But Old English is so different from modern English. It's not like modern French, Old French. Like, Old French is actually quite similar to modern French. Whereas Old English is just a completely different language. I'm bringing up Dutch because Dutch people can understand Old English better than modern English speakers. Like, their language is closer to Old English. So I'm wondering, how did they translate the Dutch or the Old English? Did they keep the Old English in its form, and is it more familiar for a Dutch person to see and read Old English? But I don't know. I haven't investigated, but these are the thoughts that I have. Yeah, this is how I spend my free thoughts. But yeah, okay. What have I done today? Nothing. We added a couple sentences. I haven't practiced any. I moved the practice today over here. But yeah, let's practice a few. Hän lähtee kohta, joten pidä kiirettä. He or she is leaving soon. Kohta, which is different from pian. Or they both mean soon, but one of them means immediately. And the other means like in the near future. And I don't remember which is which, but this one means soon, so hurry up. Pidä kiirettä. Yeah, anything's more consistent than English. Look, we're consistent at inconsistency. That's got to count for something. All right. Oh, my music. It's back. Nyt on puissa kaunis ruska. On myös ollut vähän pakkasta. Now, in the forest or in the trees, there is beautiful autumn colors. Right? The fall colors. I can't remember how to translate this well, but yeah, the fall colors, beautiful fall colors are in the trees. On myös ollut vähän pakkasta, meaning there is also a little frost, or there has also been a little frost, or some frost. Now the trees have beautiful autumn colors. Okay. Yeah, it sounds better in English this way. But I'm trying to literally translate, like, there is in the trees, plural, right? Puissa versus pussa. Beautiful autumn colors. And there's also been some frost. Boom. Thank you for that. I think, was that JS that gave me that one? Appreciate it. Mennään käymään kahvilla. This sentence is tricky because you might think that it's kahvila, which means cafe. But it implies that you are going to go to a cafe in the sentence, but it's actually just referring to coffee, right? So it's saying, let's go käymään, let's go have coffee. But it doesn't necessarily require a cafe. Like, we're not saying, let's go to the cafe. Or let's go to the coffee shop. Right? Let's go have coffee, right? Because this could also just mean like you're in the workplace and you're like, let's go have coffee. Like, let's not leave to go to a cafe, but let's just have some coffee here. That's what I'm guessing it could be used. But that double, yeah, it's all there. En osaa ratkaista tätä ongelmaa. I am not able to solve this problem, right? Ratkaista, to solve. Right? I don't know how to solve this problem. I'm not able to solve this problem. Here, yeah, osa is like to know how, to be able to, but in like a knowledge or skill kind of way, not like a physical or yeah. Good. Minun kävi huonosti. Is it like things went badly for me? Or it's going badly for me. It went badly. Kävi. It went badly. Huonosti. Huono is bad. It went badly for me. Minun kävi. Things went badly for me. Minun kävi is a common way to express how something turned out. So huonosti is the adverb meaning badly. I'm doing pretty well on these sentences. I'm learning. But I'm also worried I'm kind of memorizing the English by accident. Onnistuin löytämään avaimet. Sort of like I succeeded in finding the keys. Avaimet. I managed to find the keys. I'm going to switch over to the most difficult pretty soon here. Hän ei kyennyt vastaamaan kysymykseen. This is he or she was not able. Was not able to reply or to answer the question. Singular. Yes. He or she was unable to answer the question. Osaatko soittaa pianoa? Do you know how to play piano? Can you play the piano? Metsästä voi löytää puolukoita. So from the forest, I've gotten this one wrong. From the forest can be found lingonberries, because K is for cranberry, karpalo. You can find lingonberries in the forest. Yeah. Voi löytää, can find. One can find. I guess I initially said in the past, or the passive, but I think that's fine. It works. I got the sense in English. I don't have to translate the grammar perfectly. I'm going to get to 10, and then maybe we'll also take a quick look at the selko, just to see. This will be the last one. Kerkesin juuri ja juuri bussiin. I was able. Yeah, or like I managed, right? This is in the past tense. And then juuri ja juuri means like I barely managed to catch the bus. I don't know if I'm really if I understand the grammar perfectly here, but like I think it means that. I barely made it to the bus. Oh yeah, kerkesin, keritä, a synonym of ehtiä, meaning to like I made it in time. Okay. And then juuri ja juuri is an expression meaning barely. So I was right there. But juuri means a root. So I don't really know the juuri part. Let's take a quick look at that. See if Wiktionary gives us any hints. In Finnish, root, foot base, Figuratively can be like the cause, the root. Okay. Or, oh, it can be used as an adverb, meaning right, just, exactly, precisely. Or it can mean just now, very close to now. Juna lähtee juuri. The train is just about to leave. Juurihan minä saavuin. But I just arrived. And then chiefly in the negative, meaning hardly or not that many. Hän ei juuri lue kirjoja. He hardly reads any books. En maksanut siitä juuri mitään tammikuun alennusmyynnissä. I got it for next to nothing. Okay. In the January sales. And then it can mean barely. Ruokaa riittää juuri 4. There's just barely enough food for 4 people. And I remember this. Riittää, because we used this in that other sentence about soldiers. I was like, sotilaita. Ei riittää. Ei riittää. And then it was something like tähän. It was tasks. Tehtäväksiä, or something like that. There aren't enough soldiers for all the tasks, right? Well, let me say I got this right, because I did. We got to 10. I was thinking, I'm like, what if it was the soldier one? But let's take a quick look at that. Sotilaita ei riitä kaikkiin tehtäviin. Okay, I totally mistranslated. Or, I mean, I made up my own Tylerian version of Finnish. But kaikkiin. It's like to the tasks, or for all the tasks. It's difficult. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at this. I don't feel like watching this stuff. It's too depressing. Okay, the first one, Lähi-itä. So something about the east. But I don't know what Lähi means. Ensin uutinen ulkomailta. So the first piece of news is from abroad. So something about Lähi-idässä on alkanut uusia taisteluja. A new something has begun in something in the east. I don't know what I don't know what that is. Oh, it's about Israel. Okay, you know what? I don't want to read about that. All right. Here I was thinking maybe it has something to do with little children here, right? And it's like, no, that's a different story. Maybe it's this one. Kauno kirjoitus. Something reading or books, right? Kirja means a book. Kirjoittaa is to write. I don't know what kauno means, but maybe we can look this up. So now the next piece of news, or the next topic, is kirjoittaminen, writing, I think. Yay. Tämä on kaunokirjoitusta. This is from some kind of writing, something or the other. Or maybe it's about this. I don't know what this ending, what pronoun to use in English for this, but we'll translate it later. Koululaisten. So school, is this like school children or students? School goers. It almost sounds like the children live at the school. Yeah, I'm a koululainen. Olen koululainen. I live at the school. Is that how you say that you're a school kid? Like school children ei ole enää are no longer, right? Ei ole enää pakko. I don't know that word. They are no longer something opetella, to study or to learn. Opiskella is to study. Oppia is to learn. Is it opetella? Is that to teach? They are no longer required to be taught. Some kind of writing. Is this handwriting? Or is it cursive writing? Kaunokirjoituksen opetus loppui kouluissa 8 vuotta sitten. So maybe I'm guessing some type of writing, education or learning ended in schools 8 years ago. Nämä koululaiset kuitenkin haluavat opetella kaunokirjoitusta. So now it's saying these students or school children, I've never seen this description of a student, so I don't know. Koululainen. It has to be people at the school. Maybe is it the teachers? Like the people, however, want to teach. So maybe it is the school, like classroom teachers, right? They want to teach this type of writing. Vapaaehtoisesti. Vapaa means free. Ehtoisesti, I can't remember. Maybe as an elective. Is that maybe what it means? Kaunokirjoitus on näiden koululaisten valinaisaine. Something about this handwriting, I actually don't understand any of this. I can't translate that sentence. I don't know. Tämä on siis kaunokirjoitusta. This is siis. I forget how siis is translated. Is it like therefore or something like that? Kaunokirjoituksessa kirjaimet ovat kiinni toisissaan ja kirjaimissa on erilaisia muotoja. I have no idea. Kirjaimet, what is that? Are closed. I know kiinni has other meanings besides closed. Toisi. I have no idea what this sentence is. This is way too difficult. Different forms. I think I understand this. Something about them being that these are different forms. Kaunokirjoitus kiinnostaa koululaisia, koska kaunokirjoitus on monien mielestä kaunista. Because it's beautiful, according, like, in the opinion of, in many people's opinions, right? Something like that. And then Jasmin Bolström ja Isla Inkala, luokka Kouvola, 4th grade, luokka from Kouvola, they say, koska se on kaunis kirjoitus ja sitä on kiva kirjoittaa. That's my best. We're not gonna, you know what? Whatever happened in the past 10 seconds, delete that from your memory. Let me just do a Men in Black moment and preserve your brain. She says, because it is beautiful writing and it is nice, kiva, to write. Se on hieno mun mielestä. Hieno means good. It is good in my opinion. I love it. I love it when kids say stuff. Like, I love that. It's just like, yeah, it's good. Also, my favorite color is blue, and I like vanilla ice cream. That's all you need to know. All right. I don't need to justify. I don't need to explain. It just is. All right. All right. Let's translate this. Calligraphy. What? The subject of writing. But okay, let me come back. You guys were in chat, or JS, you're saying that Kaunokiroitus thing definitely needs more flesh around it from the original article. The text in that form is rather terse and repetitive. It lacks pictures. Some sentences are quite out of context. Take a look at the pictures to get the idea. Oh, hieno means fine in this context. Like, wait. I'm thinking fine like it's thin. Or that it's like very refined? Is that maybe what it means in this case? Like fine china. Yeah, like the fine arts. We don't often use fine in English to describe things. I feel like it's when we use it in that sentence, it's already in like fine china or like fine arts. I can't think of how you would use it to mean that with just any noun or whatever. I feel like refined. I don't know. I don't know. So the subject of writing. So I did kind of get this. This is fiction. No. You translated it up here. Why can't you translate it here, Google? So this is calligraphy? And do you need the picture to see it? Is that the case? Actually, let's go ahead and watch that part of the story. Because if we watch it, it might make a little more sense. Wait, no, not there. Here. Oh yeah, this is it. Let me see. Is it going to be too loud for you guys?
Kirjoittaminen.
No, it's good.
Tämä on kaunokirjoitusta.
Ah, so it's like this is
Koululaisten ei ole
calligraphy.
enää pakko opetella
However, I want to
kaunokirjoitusta.
pause it and just say that in English, calligraphy is different, to my understanding, from handwriting. Like, calligraphy is the art and involves writing with a calligraphy pen. And like you like if you're writing with a pencil, that's not calligraphy. You have to be writing with a fountain pen in a very like old-fashioned way and writing the letters like very old-fashioned. Whereas handwriting or even cursive writing, just general handwriting is not calligraphy. So I don't know if that's Google just getting a little creative with its translation, but yeah, that's kind of, yeah. Oh, try what Deep L makes of it. Beautiful letter. It also says this is fiction. Why does it think this word is fiction? It seems so obvious that it has nothing to do with fiction. Like as a genre, you know. Wait, Google Translate. Yeah, the teaching of calligraphy. It's just handwriting. They want to learn calligraphy voluntarily. Okay, well, let's watch it before I get all the answers. But oh, kaunokirjallisuus means fiction. Wait, what does kauno mean? I gotta look this up. What is kauno? It means, well, okay, cursive. Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, obviously it would have to be cursive, right? Because kids still learn handwriting. Like they still learn to write by hand, even though we could just give them, iPads. And but kaunokirjallisuus means high literature. Okay, but yeah. So in this case, we're really talking about cursive handwriting, not just handwriting in general. And I know this for a fact because one of my friends teaches handwriting. Like that's one of her lessons is handwriting. And she says it's actually one of the students' favorite lessons. It's funny, we were talking about how, like, as teachers sometimes what we think is going to be so boring for kids turns out to be exactly what they want. Sitting and just copying, like just doing the most repetitive thing somehow scratches the itch of these little, I don't know, fifth graders. They're like, the class can be totally crazy and wild. And then she gives them this handwriting lesson and they all sit down and they're like, "Ooh, I can." And she says, like, the handwriting is the one thing that she's like, that is her hill that she's dying on, like with I'm not being like strict, but telling the students like, don't slack off because I'm gonna be like, I am gonna make sure you do it correctly, right? this this is the one thing in my class you have to pay special attention to. So they're sitting there like doing it all, very attentively. And for her, it's also like the one moment of peace and quiet that she has in the classroom, and it's like heaven. That all the kids are just working and it's quiet and it's amazing. But yeah, I've never taught kids that young, so I don't know. But I do remember I won the handwriting award when I was in third grade. I don't remember how to write in cursive anymore, but I was so good at it. And which surprised me because I was never really, I don't know, artistic in this way. Of I couldn't really draw or do much, but for some reason I got the highest score when it came to handwriting. Or maybe the teacher was just giving out awards and was like, "Oh, Tyler doesn't have one yet. Oh yeah, the handwriting award. Oh yeah, yeah, there you go." I don't know. But yeah, so okay, coming back to you guys. The Kaunokirjallisuus, for example, in the library and bookstores, is a section for fictive or fiction fiction works as opposed to facts and such. Yeah, yeah, that's another interesting. In English, we have fiction, but we also have fictitious. Fictitious means something that is false, whereas fiction is just invented. It's not false because it's not trying to present the reality as wrong. It's not trying to represent reality. It's representing a made up story, but it's not like, yeah, I don't know. It's its own category from true and false. Although some people will say fiction, as some people might say it as false. Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting too caught in the weeds here, but yeah, you can still write in Kauno. Haven't used it in a long time. There are I can write in the lowercase, but there are capital letters like the G. I have no idea how to write a G anymore. Like there are some weird capitals that I'm just and because the G was so complicated, it had so many little loop de loops and like, and it worked in the most counterintuitive way. I don't remember that. It'd be interesting to compare cursive writings from different parts of the world, at least in the Latin alphabet. Though one rabbit hole I can go down, and I'm not going to go down it talking about it, but I love learning about writing systems and how different languages use writing systems. And there are some beautiful writing systems out there, just incredible. I feel like if I remember, like the Cambodian writing system is just incredibly beautiful. I think it has a lot of circles in it. And it's just like, man, that looks so good. Like you guys, you got a good one. Not that I'm ashamed of my writing system or how it looks, but like, man, you know, Finnish. You could have picked your own writing system. But thank you for not doing that because my life is already difficult. This is, uh, okay, so hold on. Koululaisten ei ole. So yeah, is this the students, like school children? Is that what that means? Let me look this up on koululainen. I want to see a school child. A school child, a school goer. I feel like in English, we never use the singular. We only ever say school children plural. Or I don't know. I mean, it's a word. Someone has said it, a school child. But that's real. I don't know. Why does that seem so weird to me to say like, oh yeah, she is a school child? It's I don't know. I think it's pretty obvious because children are all school children. If you're not a school child, what are you? There's no other category of child to be in today's society. But yeah, where was I in this program? So school children are no longer required to study or learn. Opetella. Let me look that one up. Just to make sure, because I thought this means to teach. Intransitive to learn. What about opettaja? Or is that opettaa? Is that to teach? There's so many. Okay. To learn or to teach oneself. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know if I understand how opetella is different from oppia. I don't want to. Yeah, they're no longer required to learn cursive.
Kaunokirjoituksen opetus loppui
Cursive
kouluissa
education
8
ended in
vuotta
schools
sitten.
8 years ago.
Nämä koululaiset
These
kuitenkin
school children,
haluavat
however,
opetella
want to learn
kaunokirjoitusta
handwriting
vapaaehtoisesti.
cursive. Vapaaehtoisesti. Let's see. What did Google translate that as? Where were we? This one. Voluntarily. I did get this kind of correct with vapa, which means free. So of their own free will, right? Let me actually, I want to see this ehtoisesti. Where does that come from? Vapaaehtoinen, voluntarily. Ehtoinen. Conditioned. Oh, so like free of condition. That's interesting. Yeah. But yeah, a demon's favorite handwriting style, cursive. Yeah, obviously. They're classy. You know, they might be demons, but they've got style. All right. Hell is like actually a really cool nightclub. The logo for Hell is very stylistically presented in neon lights. Okay. But yeah. Is homeschooled kid a school kid? I would say yes, because you're still in homeschool. Right? School children. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably overthinking it. Why shouldn't you write with a broken pencil? Because it's pointless. I also saw recently that what was it? If you're using a pencil, you're kind of guaranteed to use less than 50% of the graphite due to sharpening. Each time you sharpen the pencil, you're pretty much guaranteed to shave off like 50, like over 50% because of how it forms like a cone. You need a point. And even if you wear it down and sharpen it just a little bit and do this over and over, you're still going to lose at least 50% by math. Something like this. That's kind of hilarious. I don't know why, but yeah. um, one reason the kids say they want to learn to write and read in that script is to be able to read their grandparents' letters. That's actually really sweet. Anni, kirjoitin kaunokirjaimilla 16-vuotiaaksi asti. Wait, something about 16-year degree? you wrote in handwriting something up until the 16th degree. I don't know. Up until you were 16 years old, maybe? I don't know. What book did Tarzan write? Lord of the Swings. Well, I mean, I feel a strange bond with Tarzan after all the Finnish I've been trying to learn, so I'm with him on that. Your mom's signature was clear and readable, whereas your dad's was just a squiggle and a line, as is yours. Like, I don't even know what my signature is supposed to be like anymore. You know? I rarely ever sign my name physically. Nowadays, everything is like electronic. I can just click a button and sign my name. And like whatever my computer can create some encrypted, something or the other. You write songs about sewing machines. You're a singer-songwriter. Now, look, 27. Suddenly, you're coming in hot with the dad jokes. When earlier we had the dad joke portion of the stream, you had your opportunity. No, they're still appreciated. Lord of the Apes or whatever they are called in the book. As that was also one of the reasons kids say to be able to write signatures like that. Aw, it's real. Kids are really cute when they like some of the things that they want to learn and like, yeah, it's funny when I think about what it was like being a kid and how different it is as an like things that I would naturally do as a kid would just feel so weird as an adult. And not simply because of cultural or social expectations. Like, even if nobody is looking. Here's a good example. When I remember coming home from seeing, was it The Matrix or something like this? Not the first Matrix, because I was too young to see that. But I think I saw the second Matrix in the movie theaters. And I came home, I was probably like 12. And I had this very strong desire. And I remember this. There was this a really long tube of cardboard, or just a cardboard tube that maybe was like for wallpaper, or not wallpaper, wrapping paper, for like Christmas presents. And I wanted to twirl this cardboard tube around and pretend to play make believe that I was Neo and I was hitting all of the Mr. Smiths, like I still remember how, like, as a kid, that was exactly what my brain needed to play like that. And now I'm like, no, there's no part of me that wants to do that. My brain has changed. Isn't that kind of a weird realization that like yeah, as we grow, so many things change without us really realizing that it has. I'm trying to think of other good examples. Like I don't know if this is a good one, but I remember my brother and I, well, it started my brother, but then I did this as well because my brother started writing all the numbers from 1 to 1,000 just to see if he could do it. And we were quite young. And to me, this seemed like the greatest challenge any human has ever undertaken. And I was watching my brother as he was like at like 692, 693, and he was filling the page with numbers. And I just remember looking at that thinking that that's impossible. Like, how can you count that high? And so then I started doing it. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to try. I have to see how far I can get. I remember it being so big and dramatic in my head that writing out numbers beyond 2 digits was just insane. But yeah, That's but I wanted to. That's the other thing. As a kid, I'm like, I want to sit down and just write numbers, for as long as I can. And I probably only did it for like 45 minutes, but it felt like the biggest achievement. I never focused for 45 minutes in my life at that point. So, that's that's how we learn. All right. Okay. Enough story time. I said I wasn't going to get too sidetracked.
Kaunokirjoitus on näiden koululaisten valinnaisaine.
Wait. So handwriting is their school children's elective? Let me see what the translation over here was. Yeah. Handwriting is an optional subject, or cursive is an optional subject for these students. But see, there's a thing. I want to know if handwriting is actually still a subject. Handwriting is different from cursive. Cursive is a subset of handwriting, but you still need to be taught how to write in print, even if you don't learn cursive, right? So you still take handwriting classes as a kid in Finland. But yeah, cursive is an optional subject for these students. Yeah, okay, let me ask you guys this. Is there a word for handwriting in Finnish that includes both print and cursive? But yeah, wait, hold on. Where was I on this? It's an optional subject on night for these students. Yeah. For these students, näiden koululaisten. And then valinta, which means like to choose or a choice. Valita or valita. I don't know. Valinaisaine. An optional subject. Aine. Doesn't aine mean subject? That's why I was like confused. Why does it go ice aine? I was like, that's a very odd ending. But they're two different words. Aine is its own word. And they're one word, a compound word, but volley nice. Yeah. And oh, hey, Lilith, how are you? And thanks for answering my question. Yeah, is it what Cassie Allah? The like hand Allah doesn't all. Well, I get that confused. I'm thinking Ale or Alue. Allah. Anyways, Cassie Allah or Omni says Cassin Kirioitus. So you literally just like handwriting. Writing all the numbers from 1 to 1,000. Well, we know how much fun Tyler had as a kid. Look, I was so fun. Okay. I had I actually, I had a lot of fun as a kid. I was not held back. I had no inhibitions as a kid. It was the best. Can I be a kid again? That would be awesome. Wait, where was I? Oh, I wanted to look up this Cassiala, because I want to see Allah, where that comes from. Yeah, handwriting. Sometimes they give other, see also Cassin Kiroitos, which Anni mentioned earlier. But Allah, let me take a look here. It means an area. So yeah, that's why I'm like, I get sometimes these confused. Allah and Alue. Doesn't Alue mean like a place or an area? Alue, yeah. It's right here. An area, a region. Oh my gosh. There are too many words in this language, said the native speaker of English. Let's not examine that.
Tämä on siis kaunokirjoitusta.
How do I translate that? So this is handwriting. Is it because we're zoomed in and he's just saying, so this is what handwriting looks like? Or is it following up on the previous statement about how kids want to take it, so it's an optional class, and so that's why we have handwriting? I guess my question is, does it only make sense in this context where you have the image in front of you? But yeah, Lilith, welcome back. I recognize your name. Good to see you again. Konen kirjoitus, typing on a machine. Oh yeah, the machine writing. But in that case, an old-fashioned typing machine, not like a word processor. You had that in 8th grade, JS, a kone kirjoitus. I never had a typewriter. Because by that time we had computers, but not everybody had computers. But by the time I got to middle school, everyone had computers, and that's when you actually start using computers for school, because everything was done by hand in elementary school. None of us would type anything. But yeah, an OG Tylerian, but you lurk. Well, thanks for lurking, Lilith. It's appreciated. Oh,
Kaunokirjoituksessa kirjaimet ovat kiinni toisissaan.
hold on. This is in handwriting. Huh. What? In cursive, the letters are all attached to each other. In cursive, oh, the letters. Kirjaimet. Is kirja, does that also mean a letter? Hold on. Where was I? Sometimes it's so difficult when I see a plural, like this. Kirjain. Letter. Iso kirjain. Pieni kirjain. Okay. That's good. Wait, what? The kirja book, kirjain letter, kirje letter that like you write and send to somebody. Oh yeah, the letters are all they're closed. Hold on, let me come back to Google Translate. See again here. In calligraphy, or in cursive, the letters are all attached to each other, and the letters have different shapes. Kirjai missa on erilaisia muotoja. Oh my gosh. I'm actually, you know what? I want to take one of these sentences, and I kind of like this first one. So let's go back to the table format. Do this sentence. Let's see what ChatGPT does. If it's like calligraphy, memory updated. I like how it's like, yeah, I'm going to remember that you're a fan of really dumb dad jokes and over explaining them. In cursive writing, the letters are connected to each other. That's interesting. Kiinni toisissaan, connected to each other. The plural partitive with kirjaimet indicating the letters together. All right, let's add this to the spreadsheet because this one is actually quite a hard sentence for me, for my little brain. All right. There we go. I like that. Uppercase and lowercase came from the printing press times when the bits with the uppercase were in the upper cases and the lowercase letters were in the lower cases. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah. That you know, actually, look what book I got. The Bookmakers. I saw this at the library and I was like, well, I got to read it. so so I picked it up. And I have so many books checked out. I have a problem. Also, guys, look at my problem. I got Hogwarts Legacy. And I named my character Betuxlia Furtersworth, which I thought is the best Harry Potter name possible. And I also got Digimon World. I'm just look, I was a Digimon kid and I'm curious what this game is like. I haven't played it yet. But yeah. So I'm just making full use of the library. Those are library games, by the way. I just checked them out because they're available, so I grab them. And because I don't have to actually interact with a librarian to check them out. Though I guess I could pretend like, oh yeah, they're for my little brother. I have a little cousin who's gonna like this, and it's just me at home playing Digimon. It's cultural research. All right, I am. Yeah. Okay. We're. Oh, you remember the Kini discussion from a few episodes ago? Kini ovessa versus ovikini. The door is something about the door being open versus an open. Wait, no, Ovi is. Wait, is Ovi a door? I think so. You don't like to watch or play any Potter nowadays because of Rowling, but less said about that, the better. Yeah. Yeah. I picked up this game just because I had heard so many things about it. I didn't grow up reading Harry Potter, so I never really became a huge fan. But I was just curious because I know a few people who've played, and I'm because I'm trying to make my own video game. I want to play as many games as possible, just even the beginning of a game, just to kind of get a feel for what else is out there and get ideas, you know. So I just pick up games just to see what they're like. But yeah, I don't have time. If I have a criticism of games like Hogwarts and RPGs in general, is that they are a bit too long-winded with their cutscenes, and like there's like I don't like it when it's like I feel like the game is constantly interrupting me with dialogue. Even if the dialogue is good, it's like just keep it in its own space. Like stop bothering me. Like just let me play the game and explore. And then when it's time to have a cutscene, just have everything happen all at once. Don't, you know, and I feel like RPGs especially are constantly throwing cutscenes at you that are kind of tough. But I don't think it makes the game a bad game. It's just my preference. I don't really care for. So it makes it harder for me to commit to those games because I get annoyed easily. You haven't read the books, you watched the movies. I haven't even seen all the movies or read all the books. Yeah, I never really got into it that much. Someone you were too old, but not really. Yeah, yeah. I started reading the books in college, but I got to the fifth book, and I don't know. I just kind of lost interest. A lot of it was like kind of high school drama, and I was like, I felt like the third book was my favorite, or maybe the third or fourth book I actually really liked, and then it started getting into weird high school drama stuff that I was like, oh, I just kind of want the wizard stuff, you know. It wasn't as good at the time, but I don't know. If I maybe reread it now, I might think a little better of it. I don't know.
Ja kirjaimissa on erilaisia muotoja.
Yes, we just translated this. And the letters have kirjaimissa on. They have it's kind of like minulla on, but issa on. It's I guess is it kind of like if you're saying like Suomessa on. In Finland, there is something, but you could also translate it as like Finland has, or like the tree has. But yeah, I don't know. The verb to have doesn't translate directly into Finnish very easily, I guess. You have to like do it differently. But yeah, it has many forms.
Kaunokirjoitus kiinnostaa koululaisia, koska
Wait. Well, I didn't see that. Yeah, the cursive writing. Kinostaa. I feel like I should know that, but I don't. It is of interest. It's basically school children are interested in handwriting. And I don't want to read the next bit because I want to actually try and translate it.
Kirjoitus kiinnostaa koululaisia, koska kaunokirjoitus on monien mielestä kaunista.
Because cursive writing is beautiful in many school children's opinion. How did Google translate it? Yeah, because many people think that calligraphy is beautiful. Because many of them think that. Not just people, but many of the school children think that calligraphy is beautiful. Or I don't know, is it clear that this is talking about just the school children? Koska kaunokirjoitus on monien mielestä kaunista. To me, it seems like it's only referring to the school children. But is it that maybe the school children know that some adults think it's beautiful, so they want to do it because adults like it or something? I don't think that makes any sense. Or is it just grammatically ambiguous, like regardless? But yeah, monien in that context refers to the school children, you'd say, JS. Yeah. I guess in English you could just say because many think that it's beautiful. And it's just as kind of ambiguous, but it's so clearly obvious who it's referring to. Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like grammatically it's not limited, but contextually it is. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just splitting hairs here, probably. You've put dialogue volume to 0 on those games and playing. They're good games otherwise. Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind the dialogue or like the voice acting, but it's the frequency, and like I had the same problem with Undertale. I felt like I was constantly interrupted. And Undertale's an RPG. It's in the same category, so it's expected within the genre to do that. But yeah, I don't know. You dislike games where the game character constantly chats about what they're doing and pointing solutions to puzzles after a brief time. Yeah. Maybe that's, I kind of like Zelda because Link never says anything. You play as Link and it's just, and nobody interrupts you unless you go and talk to them. I like that. But yeah. Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West are worst in that Alloy, the main character, has a constant monologue. Oh my gosh, yeah. And I kind of understand the creative decision to like give a character more flavor, and just give them more content for you as a viewer to experience. But yeah, sometimes it's a bit much. For me, yeah, I'm old fashioned.
Koska se on aika kaunis kirjoitus ja sitä on kiva kirjoittaa.
Her Finnish is so good. If I could ever speak Finnish like that, I would sell my soul. Koska se on kaunis kirjoitus ja sitä on kiva kirjoittaa. Because it's a beautiful writing, because it's beautiful writing, and sitä on kiva kirjoittaa, and it's fine to write. I don't know. Is it sort of like she's saying it's fun to write or it's enjoyable to write? Like,
kiinnostaa koululaisia, koska kaunokirjoitus on monien mielestä kaunista.
Koska se on aika kaunis kirjoitus ja sitä on kiva kirjoittaa.
No, se on hienoa mun mielestä.
oh yeah, hieno means fine. I got confused. Kiva just means nice, right? So it's nice to write. Yeah, she's saying it's nice to write, and I can see that, like, because you're doing these loop-de-loops, and all the letters connect in a very aesthetically satisfying way. Like the fact that your pen never needs to leave. I mean, except when you're starting a new word or sentence, right? But like each word has a full flow. This is so cute seeing their handwriting. You know, when like little kids, there's something really cute about that. Like it's actually very consistent, but there's enough about that. What is it about kids' handwriting that just gives it this wobbly, you know, because they're writing so slow, the pen is kind of wobbling a little bit, and it's yeah, it's really cute. What is hello? Wait, what? Does that say hello? Well, now it looks like she's writing hello because she's writing H-E. But this one says hello. Hello. Oli, hello. Okay, there we go. Yes, and it's past 9 o'clock. I should probably wrap up stream here. But I think we did a lot, and thank you all for helping me. I would like to point out that I gave an assignment at the beginning of class to write a difficult, complex sentence in Finnish. And you all fail. You are all terrible students. You did not do the lesson as I explained clearly at the beginning of class. But no, if you are still working on it and you want to share it, you can put it in the Discord. The Discord is available, I think, in the description of this live stream. And there's a channel for Finnish language. So if you want to share some sentences, I might add them to this spreadsheet. But yeah, if you want to share a really difficult Finnish sentence that's not too long, like if it's just 10 words or less, then it would be fun, actually, for me to see that. Especially if you can make it related to autumn and nature in some way. The more that you use like tree names and animal names, right? Like that kind of stuff, I really enjoy learning. But yeah, but if you do put it in chat now, I'm not going to have time. so put it in the in the Discord if you get around to it. Oh, she's writing artist names. Ansikella and Hello Helsinki. Ah, okay. I don't know these artists, but yeah. You tried, but it was too difficult to come up with a very difficult sentence while following the stream. Okay. Yeah, Pollo. Mea culpa. It is my fault for hosting a convoluted stream, but no. Thanks for following along. And JS, you're saying it's difficult to gauge what would be difficult. That it is kind of a funny question of like, yeah, if you speak the language, none of it is like difficult. It just comes naturally. So it's hard for you to understand what would be considered complex. Yeah. I guess yeah. Anything where the letters change in the middle of the word, and you have many compound words, and you're using lots of cases, and I don't know, and the word order is all over the place. I don't know, maybe something like that. But That's true. And JS, you're right. Like sometimes the most difficult sentences are the most ordinary. Probably because the ordinary sentences are very idiomatic, and you just kind of have to memorize what it means. But yeah. Yep, we learned about pistachios and nutmeg today and how that relates to Elon Musk apparently. And a donkey. I still don't understand the joke, but yeah. We made some progress. So I'm quite satisfied with that. So yeah, thank you all for joining. And I want to start streaming a new game this week. On Thursday, we're going to do a gaming stream. And I think I'm going to start playing Littlewood, but I might take some time to, I don't know, play around, maybe test a few games just to see what what I really, if I want to commit to actually playing a game more than a few hours. So yeah, but if I don't find anything better, then we might do Littlewood, which is kind of a Stardew game. So I'm interested in playing it just for its similarity to see what it's like. But yeah. Oh wait, JS, you gave me this looks like a difficult sentence. Well, here, wait. Let me see. I'm gonna save it somewhere. How do I want to save this? I'm just gonna put it right here for later. I'm not putting it in my vocabulary yet, but I'm gonna take a look at this later and maybe ask ChatGPT for a little help, or if you want to post it in the Discord with your explanation, then something like that. And we can talk about it in the Discord. So yeah, something about apples, Almenia. Oh wait, whoa, what did I just do there? Okay. So yeah, I don't know. Is that the difficult sentence? Or you're not saying it makes sense or anything? Okay, well, sometimes those are the best ways to learn the grammar, from nonsense sentences. But yeah, okay, guys, have a good rest of your Tuesday, and I hope to see you in the next stream. Goodbye.